Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the transition table. My name is Megan Kearney,
And I'm Dion Hartz-Warsaw.
and today we're going to be talking about risk reduction through early exit planning. When it comes to exits, you don't realize, but exits come with a lot of risk. That could be legal risk, tax risk, operational risk, or even emotional risk. And I think Dion and I had talked about an example of someone that she has been working with.
Yes. So working with a landscaping business, or actually, I should say, I worked with a landscaping business, husband and wife team, and they came to me. They were overwhelmed. They were not as profitable as they should have been, but generating a lot of revenue. And they just said, we need to sell our business for more than what we were told it was worth.
Mhm.
And when I started working with them, I realized that the wife was doing the bookkeeping, but the accountant was their brother-in-law. So there's some financial risk because he never put them at the top of the list. So she wasn't getting her financials on a regular basis. And Megan, as you know, we always talk about making sure your financials at any given time. So that was an issue. And also, she and her husband were just mired in the day-to-day of the business. And that's also risky, right? If the owner is the one meeting with all the clients and giving all the bids and working with the vendors. So we worked with them. First, we helped them clean up their financials. And then the big thing was helping them put together both a strategic plan. So we worked on a 5-year plan with them. Then we worked on creating some procedures, especially for a landscaping business. Obviously, they're the people that do the work, but also they were looking for someone to help with management. And they had a couple of key employees that they decided to give more responsibilities to. And I worked through that with them, creating job descriptions, following up with them to make sure that they met with these people, managed their expectations. And we went through all of that. And then after our year was up, one of the options when we talk about working with people in exit factor is there are three options, right? One is we're ready to sell.
Mhm.
Option two is let's keep going. And option three, which is what happened in this case, was, you know what? This is great. We feel relieved. We don't feel burnout anymore. We're going to keep going. And I reached out to her last week and she's like, oh, it's so good to hear from you. Things are going well. We're continuing to grow. We've been super busy. We're just thrilled. And thank you again for your help. So I think that tells the story because we also own a trans world, and I'm not trying to plug it, but in the back of our minds, we know when they are ready to sell, they will think of us as well. So it's just so heartening because when I first met with them, they were just burnt out, overwhelmed, and we just had a really good relationship. And I helped her better understand. She taught herself how to use QuickBooks, and I helped her better understand how the financials work because I worked mostly with her because her husband was out in the field. But now they have a strong team and they've been busier than ever, which is a great outcome, even though it's not a sale or whatever.
That's awesome. And I think it's key when it comes to how can you minimize the, as you were saying, the emotional risk of it and the efficiencies. How can we make things more efficient in a business? So I think that's a great example. And you reminded me of one of a client of ours is owns a logistics company, and we uncovered that one of his key contracts could be canceled if he sold the business. And that clause would have killed a future deal. Crazy. You wouldn't even think about it, but something like that that seems so simple, yet could be drastic in an entire business going up for sale is huge. And the reason why planning early with exit factor is super important because we focus on renegotiating contract before going on the market. We are trying to walk away with the deal with the business owner being happy because early planning helps eliminate surprises, and no buyer, I would say, likes surprises. So,
No, that is the biggest deal killer. I can speak from experience.
Yep.
If there's an unpleasant surprise, it kills the deal, right?
100%.
That can be a bank loan, it can be a customer concentration, all of those things we can help businesses not necessarily eliminate the risk, but minimize it. And that
100%.
makes a huge difference when it comes time to move on.
And I feel like I get questions asked like, well, Megan, how do you start thinking of this? Where do you start? And I think it's just continuing to ask yourself questions like, what could go wrong if I try to sell my business tomorrow? Are there skeletons in the closet I haven't addressed? Things like that that start triggering your business as a whole and looking into the larger, bigger picture of what this could look like down the line.
Absolutely. Well, that sounds great. And we'll be back next time with more great information to help you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.